I can, or you, yeah. All right, everyone, we want to take this opportunity and take this moment to get connected, come into this space, take a few deep breaths. I just want to remind everybody, if you didn't notice, our word for the day is perseverance. And I have to tell you, within our group that puts all this on, it's been a crazy morning, but we have persevered and we are here and ready to rock it out for you. So let's kind of close our eyes, just put your feet on the ground, take a few nice deep breaths, just get centered, come into this space, open your mind and be open to what amazingness will happen today. And just, again, take a few good deep breaths and just be present. Oh, it feels so nice and quiet in here now. So next, everybody got a card as they were coming in the door. These are motivational cards. There's a fabulous saying, which I feel like is always perfect, whatever one we get for the day. So if you want to take yours and open it up, we're going to share a couple if people feel inspired to share what they got today. Wave your little hand and we'll come over. Tracy, are you waving because you're sharing? All right, Miss Shelley.
I mean, I'll share with everybody, but I feel like this is a message just for me. Creativity is part of human nature. It can only be untaught. So that's creativity is part of my brand. So I loved getting that today.
Perfect. Perfect. Anybody else want to share today? No? Karen, did you get a good one?
Well, I got a good one, but I think it's myself, but it is to be yourself. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
That is a good one for all of us. Oh.
To follow on that, be alive, body, soul, mind, heart, spirit.
Ooh. I agree with that wholeheartedly. All right, everyone. So we are going to turn this over to our beautiful founder. She is going to tell us about Gateway to Dreams, her love and passion of this company. And there you go, Karen.
I just put a piece of cheese in my mouth right before I walked up. Okay. Right, perfect timing. Missy mentioned, and I just want to share this with all of you that are building businesses or working or whatever, how life throws little curveballs. It's not bad, just curveballs. So one of my best friends was supposed to be a speaker this morning. For those of you that know her, Kathy Lambert. I call her a unicorn. She's just amazing. Her successes, the things her and her husband have done in the nonprofit world. And we were going to get to hear her personal story. I get a text from her. I can't walk. I wore heels yesterday. I have a hamstring. I can't hardly move. Curveball number one. We can handle that. We love you. Just take care of your leg. Tracy Mueller. I can't go. She went and bought our food last night for all of you guys instead of me. She wanted to take something off of my plate. She said, I fainted. I'm not feeling good. Somebody needs to come and get the food. Curveball number two. And we have such an amazing team. It was just like, okay, no big deal. You know, we just pray for the people that aren't here and wish them wellness. So I just want to say this organization, I think in another organization, I might have panicked. I might have like, what are you guys going to think? We don't have the food out. But I don't feel that way with our Gateway community. Our Gateway community is very loving and accepting. And as we were talking earlier, non-judgmental, Jill. So when you get up here, they will love you. We were talking about, judging and scripting. But I do want to share that it's been a rough time for Gateway. It's been a rough time for me. Many of you know that I had long COVID and I still have it. It's affected maybe my brain, which was not all to get, like I had a good brain, but not good for a lot of things, like some of you in the room, I call, I have a word and I can't remember what it is because my memory doesn't work so well anymore, but it's that, some of you have so many talents. And then I feel like I've just got a couple of really good ones, but I miss the computer technology. I miss some other things. But the COVID hit me so hard and mentally and physically that I took a sabbatical, had some time off, and got better physically, but not mentally. And Shelley, thank God that we had this conversation this morning because I might not have been sharing this with you. But Shelley had COVID and has found out it affected her brain. Just coincidentally, I don't believe in coincidence, but those of you that do, I was at Rebecca Now and Jenny Grace and Tia at their event for her story, Voices of American Her Story, where they, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and help me. She's Susan B. Anthony. Huh? Yeah, when she's we do allow animals in here, so. She's our little pet today. But I was at this event and Deb Gott, for those that know her in the room, she had come up to give me a hug. Most people know I don't go out at night. Just don't go out at night. And we were talking and I said something about my brain and she goes, oh my God, I was just at the TED Talk. There's a doctor. He deals in long COVID. You need to see him. So anyway, I'm saying that just to say that Gateway is not back to normal. It may never be back to a normal. COVID has hit us. In the last month, I think we had 9 or 10 people on the call, and this varies how many people are here. But the core reason that we exist is to help be the change here in St. Louis. And I got to give a shout out to Michelle Berghardt. She has a good brain, and it works. And she volunteered to help us with this $10,000 Google grant. Some people think I mean they're going to give me $10,000 in money. No, it's ads. But she's offered to help us. And so I believe that we're going to get the word out to more people. One of my dreams was that thousands, not hundreds, would know about the work we do. And we did put out 5,000 magazines last year. We're going to put out at least 5,000 before the end of the year. And I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just want to welcome you. I want to thank the team, Missy and Heidi, for what they do behind the scenes so that we can show up here, even with curveballs. Okay. Our mission is to inspire action, give voice and clarity to the dreams of individuals, creating a ripple effect that positively impacts the social and economic well-being of our communities. And in this statement, you can't see the faces and the groups that we've impacted, other nonprofits. There's so many people that have walked through our doors that have these beautiful testimonials. And I just want to thank all of you for being here. Now, what else am I supposed to do? Heidi?
You're paid forward.
Oh. You're telling Heidi to put that up. Yes. Thank you. Some of the people in the room knew Karen Garcia. Karen Garcia was part of Gateway when we were launching. We called the people that came together our dream ambassadors. They believed in the vision that I was trying to figure out, that we could build a community of people who want to help other people with their dreams and goals. She passed away in June of 2019. And that beautiful spirit, we created pay it forward cards for anyone that you do something, you can pay it forward in her name. Okay, what else? You just keep guiding me. Oh, see the beautiful woman on the TV screen, Tiffany Huckelman? When COVID hit, Tiffany stepped up and took over and helped us with Zoom. How many back in the day didn't want to be on Zoom back when COVID? I hated it. I was just like, oh my God, but now it's like our best friend. It got us through COVID, and Tiffany was the woman. Hey, give a shout out to Tiffany. Tiffany, the lone orange, saved Gateway. All right. Oh, Isaiah, if you don't know Isaiah, please go up and say thank you to him. When we started meeting face to face, we had people that said they still wanted to meet by Zoom. Like some of them don't live in this area were part of our community. They've moved away. And so we've been trying to stumble through how to do this, but Isaiah helped us not stumble, right, gals? He's our rock. And so his main business, he's got Allegro, entertainment, a DJ service, and you have other things. Can you just say what else you do? Let's put him on the spot. Like, okay, I didn't warn him.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
See, just a microphone switch. That's all we had to do. So pretty much what I do is the AV services, the DJ, as you mentioned before, and then I also do the photo booths, and then I have a small showroom rental. That's it.
Yay, that's it. Photo booth. And really, this new way of hybrid meeting without Isaiah, I think some of the women in here would be pulling their hair out because some little glitch. In fact, last month he was not here, and we weren't as good, right? We just need Isaiah in the room. Okay, tell me what else. I got to get my notes. Okay, so each month you have an opportunity if you'd like to be a sponsor. It's $100, and we get to let you share a story. This woman here, I'm starting to call her the Sage Advisor. She has Sage Skincare and, Sage Advisor? Okay, I was like, is she the skincare or she's all of that and more. So, and then she has a radio show called Sage Advice with Melissa. In fact, I could think of a lot of women in the room that would be great guests for you. She was born and raised in St. Louis, yay, St. Louis, where she currently resides with her husband and youngest child. She's an entrepreneur at heart and loves to coach and help other business owners in Gateway to Dreams. She brings 30 plus years of experience in the field of marketing and accounting. She's the owner and skincare strategist of Sage Skincare Solutions, an aloe-based skincare line. She also produces and hosts a weekly radio show that airs on KWRH 92.2 FM in my genre radio network called Sage Advice with Melissa. Yes, Tracy, yes, Sage Advice. A mind, body, and spirit radio show. In Melissa's downtime, she loves to work out, do yoga, meditate, and cook for her family and friends. Well, that tells me a whole lot about what I don't do. Yoga, meditate. Anyway, but she's our sponsor today.
I know it's kind of weird emceeing and being the sponsor, but no, it's a privilege to be able to do this for Gateway to Dreams and to share with you about me. My radio show is actually my newest endeavor. It kind of came about because of a business mentor I've been working with now for the last year. He actually was supposed to present here online in 21. In April, and end of May, we met in person, and June 8th of last year, I went live, and I thought I was going to sweat to death in the chair. But here I am now, almost a year and a half later, and it's been a great avenue. I really do love the opportunity of both my businesses. I feel like they go kind of hand in hand. When we were thinking about creating the show, he just assumed I was going to talk about skincare, but I love health and wellness and spirituality. I do feel like what my show represents is that mind, body, and spirit. And if all three are not aligned, it is really difficult to have the best life you can have. Do we need to vacate?
Oh, just ignore this.
Yes. So, but I have cards on the table
Just
if anyone
ignore-
wants to know about.
Just ignore that because
Yeah.
it goes off all the time.
Gotcha. Anything about skincare? If you do want to be on the radio show, I would love to entertain that. If you're in the health and wellness or spiritual world, come see me because we're always looking for guests. And we have a great avenue. We just actually reached almost 7 million listeners weekly on the internet side. We're about 100,000, I think, locally. So we've got some big stuff for anybody that wants to be a part of it. So I'm excited. So yes. Huh? Yes, I told them cards are on the table. Yes. One is the skincare line and one is for the show. Yes, so get a hold of me. So now we're going to take a quick moment and have our social media moment. If you want to take pictures with your groups, put it on Facebook, share what we're doing, that would be amazing. Those are your hashtags we're looking for you to do and have a little fun. I'll come with you.
Yay, come on over.
You want me to do the?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, ladies, look over there where the camera is.
You know what? I will.
Awesome. Oh, I love your M&M cup.
Oh, thank you.
I was just in New York and didn't realize there was an M&M store. Yeah.
I have 6 of them and I only do dishes every 6 days. So I
I brought golf balls home for my husband. They have, yes, they have M&M golf balls in the colors of the.
everything in the M&M store.
I know. And they have purple M&Ms, which is my husband's favorite color. So I bought him purple nut M&Ms, the peanut M&Ms. Yeah. So, yes. Amazing. Yes. Oh, that was so cute. Everybody have a chance to upload? That was good. I could see it. All right. All right, everyone, we're going to move on to the getting to know you demonstration. This is where you're going to have an opportunity to share what you do, who you're looking to connect with at your table. Everybody will have 60 seconds. There are collaboration cards on the table. So if you know of anybody that you can recommend to someone at your table, feel free to use those and write that down. And I will give you a demonstration, which you kind of heard a little bit about me, but my name is Missy Coleman. I am the owner of Sage Skincare Solutions and Sage Advice with Melissa. We specialize in aloe-based product care or product line. I have a Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show. Right now, I am looking for connections with med spas. What else do we have? In my professional life right now, I'm so happy to say I don't need a thing. In my personal life right now, I'm taking a mini vacation, so I got that covered this weekend. And in the next 60 days, I am going to be purchasing product and labels. And my dream, which I have shared because it is my big dream right now, is to create a nonprofit part in my business with my shipping department and work with women that are coming out of incarceration, or like I was thinking of Almost Home, which is dealing with young mothers that need help within their community. So that is my big goal, which I have sat down with Kathy Lambert, who is not here today. So we're gonna start working on that once I get past this next month or so. So yes, so that's about me. You all?
Can I make the apology to the group?
Yes.
Remember I talked about my brain? I paid for the printing for our agenda.
We'll have new ones for next month. But if you want to take a picture, just so you can see it at your table, but just, kind of give your little 60-second speech of what you do, what you need, and go from there. Heidi and Sheva, are you guys going to take care of the time back there? Yes, so they will let you know after 60 seconds to move on to the next person, and we'll let you know when to stop. So enjoy connecting. Oh, and at the head table, the chair at the head of the table, they're the facilitator. You start and then go on around. All right, everybody, welcome back to our event here. Everybody can kind of wrap up and be present with us again. We want to share with you that we normally have an opportunity to share your dream, which is our dream tank. If you're needing to be supported, need advice on how to move forward, you can take this opportunity to share with the group and get feedback on your dream. So it is an amazing opportunity to take. So if you are interested, please reach out to Karen and she will get you set up. We support all of our businesses, whether nonprofit or profit, so you can share whatever dream that you have with us. We would love to hear. Next, we are going to move on to our speaker of the day, Miss Jill Shaver. She has over 20 years of financial and business management experience. During high school and college, Jill was the manager of a retail store. Her next job was at a bank where she had the privilege to learn all positions from teller, banker, operations, and manager. You sound like me. Once Jill graduated college with her BS in Business Administration and Finance, she began her career as a payroll manager for a small accounting firm and was soon promoted to staff accountant, to a staff accountant position. Next, Jill took a position for a major global bank managing a team of investigators. However, Jill really missed the client contact, and after 6 years decided to open her own company where she worked directly with her clients. Jill, come and share with us all about what you are doing. I know it's not very big. We have a bigger one. Probably should bring that one over.
I just don't go anywhere without my coffee, so I have to find a place for it.
Want it up on the chair?
Nope. Good morning.
Jill, real quick. We are getting the doggle for the computer, so your clicker will work. So bear with us for a minute. Just your clicker won't work.
Good morning. I'm not a good speaker. That I like to sit behind my computer and play with my numbers. So this is not this is not my comfort zone. So just bear with me here. Thank you. So I kind of want to talk today about businesses or business. The most important, I'm good. Thank you. We've started a business, what an entrepreneur is, and then the most important part of, or the third most important part of our business is our numbers. And then we'll kind of have discussion and questions towards the end. There we go. There we go. Okay, so what is an entrepreneur? A person who sets up a business to make a profit. That's what our goal is. There are non-for-profits, which you're still an entrepreneur. You're still working hard. You're still trying to create that profit in a different mode, that profit in education or that profit with helping others. It's still some sort of profit. So you've decided to open a business. Here's what you need to do. The basics. Register with the Secretary of State, open your bank accounts, do not commingle funds with your personal accounts. Begin record keeping, that's huge, and then your tax preparation. Those are the biggest things that you have to do behind the scenes. Obviously, you have to run your business. This is all the back office craziness that you have to do. But congratulations, you've opened a business. What's next? Your financial statements are where I live. The most important part of your business are your people, your product or service that you provide, and then your numbers. Your numbers are the third most important piece of your business. But that's the hardest part to capture and to take and to look at. And this is what we look at. We look at our income statement and our balance sheet. But do we know what those are? Have we ever looked at them? Do we understand them? Do we know what they are? So your profit and loss. It looks big and hairy and scary, right? All it is your income. The money's coming in. And then your expenses. The money's going out. That's all it is. It's over a period of time. So it starts in January usually and ends in December. And it's a picture over a period. And then you've got your number down at the bottom, how much your net income is. People want to think, well, where's that money? Don't I have that in my bank account? No, not really, because when looking at the balance sheet, you send money over here too. So the balance sheet is a picture in time. It's a one day. It's got your assets, your bank account, your fixed assets, your computers, your vehicles, your equipment. And then it's got your liabilities, how much you owe people, okay? And then this shows the actual health of the business. How healthy is the business? It's critical to understand the health of your business to be able to run your business. So backing up, the profit and loss statement can be looked at in multiple different ways. So this company has 3 different websites. So we look at it as 3 different income streams. You want to look at your business and how you make money, okay? So for example, Isaiah, you've got different segments of your business. You want to look at how much income am I getting from this segment and how much income am I getting from this segment? And to see, you've got different net incomes at the bottom. Which entity or which income stream is sucking money out and which income stream is actually giving you a benefit? Okay, it's really important to know these things on where you want to spend your time. Do you need to spend your time on this website? Do you need to spend time on this website? Do I need to spend the time on this person because they're sucking my income out of my business? You need to know where the money is going and where to spend your time. And the only way to know that is spending time with your numbers and spending time with your people. So the importance of it. You need to know where you came from. So you've got to have good history and good data. The only way to do that is to have and know what the financial statements say, and having that good information coming in is the only way you're going to be able to make good decisions going forward. So you need to know where you came from. You need to know where you are currently. You need for tax planning, because you want to pay the least amount of taxes. You don't want to pay taxes, right? And you need to know where your cash flow is, but that's where you are right now. And then you need to know where you're going, budgets, future planning. Can I buy this new asset that I need? Is it feasible? Where do I want to go in the future? Having your goals, but knowing your numbers is where you can determine your goals. How do you know this? You can do it yourself. Do you have the time? Do you have the capacity and the capability? Or you can delegate. You can delegate it to an internal person or an external person. Heidi is a perfect example. Grant came to me to look for a bookkeeper. We discussed his needs and what he needed and what he was looking for and what he was looking to delegate off of his plate. And we talked for a while, and I kind of looked at him and said, "Are you planning on growing?" He said, "Well, of course I'm planning on growing." And I said, "Well, I'm not the right person for you. You need somebody internally." And he took that and then came back and we talked again. He's like, "Well, why do I need somebody internally?" I'm like, "Well, you need somebody 10 hours now a week. You're going to need somebody 40 hours a week very quickly." And it's just that making sure you know where you're going and what you need. Again, knowing your numbers to know where you can budget. Putting your financial statements together yourself, having them done internally, or hiring somebody to do them externally. That's really all I got. I love questions.
Can you just remind me the difference terminology between a nonprofit and a profit in terms of like, see, if I knew the answer, I'd be able to. Well, the terminology, like sometimes they say, well, a nonprofit will use the word bank statement or financial statement or.
They're still the same.
Okay.
The way they're set up is different. You don't use equity on the balance sheet, but you still have assets and liabilities. The equity is different because the business doesn't have an equity. There's no funds because to distribute at year end, the funds all go back into the nonprofit of the business. Nonprofits are not my wheelhouse, but they are their own animal.
Okay.
But they still have to create the same financial statements in essence.
Okay, I know, I just took a course at one time and they said just the terminology is different between the two and I just couldn't remember what it was. But anyway, thank you. That's great.
Of course.
Isaiah's got a question back here.
Yep, here I come. So
Yay.
So my question is like you said, the different income brackets
Mhm.
of far as like tracking that, would you say QuickBooks is a good software to do that? And with a good balance sheet,
Mhm.
let's just say that, okay, I needed to go get a loan to the bank or something
Mhm.
like that. Could I bring that in and show them, hey, here's what I'm asking for XYZ? And then they just see what they like or not.
Yes, the bank will ask for your financial statements, your balance sheet, and probably 3 years of historical data if we've got that. And yes, I do. QuickBooks is what I use. I hate QuickBooks Online, but that's just a personal preference. QuickBooks Desktop is our go-to. However, online, if Isaiah is a client, he can be playing in it, posting invoices. I can be playing in it, reconciling the bank statement at the same time. So there is that benefit. It's just not as user-friendly. But yes, QuickBooks is definitely for a certain company size. Once you get to the $5 or $10 million range, QuickBooks is not the best for you. However, I use it. Most of my clients are in QuickBooks. Yes.
This is just a follow-up of
Mhm.
kind of what Isaiah was asking, but it's about software.
Mhm.
And besides QuickBooks, do you have any favorites for, businesses, something that's easier, simpler for startups or, small businesses that are like, I don't know, 0 to 250,000 or something like that?
QuickBooks is definitely my go-to. The other one is an Excel spreadsheet, in all honesty. You've got your income coming in at the top minus all your expenses gives you your net income. All you need to do is make sure that all of your transactions are accounted for.
So like FreshBooks, there's all these other, I'm always
Mhm.
getting all kinds of other,
FreshBooks
like-
is not, what I found with FreshBooks, and there's another one. Sage is not user-friendly. FreshBooks does not have a bank reconciliation feature that is accurate in my book. I don't want to say that, but basically FreshBooks wants to match all of your transactions, but there's no actual balancing of them. There's no getting back to zero with FreshBooks. So you can have additional transactions or missing transactions that you don't know about, which frustrates me. We do have 2-3 clients in FreshBooks, and we actually export it all to Excel and do a physical bank reconciliation, because not having missing transactions or additional transactions is the problem. And that's not it's not good data. And again, you can only analyze off of good data.
okay, thanks. I was
Mhm.
just curious if there was anything besides
Oh, of course.
QuickBooks, because it just feels so, like so much, so heavy. So anyway.
I completely agree.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, you had a slide and there were 4 things on the slide. There was the sign up with the Secretary of State, get your bank account. And number 3, I think, was like financials. And I wondered if you could talk a little more about that.
Record keeping. One more.
It's way back
Yep.
there.
One more. There you go.
Yeah,
Record keeping.
Record keeping. that's
Yep.
it.
And
So-
that is putting basically all of your transactions into your buckets. So, I buy paper, that transaction goes into the bucket of office supplies. I've got my income that goes into the bucket. Does that go into services? Does that go into products? Does that go into, it's just putting each transaction into the proper category or proper bucket and creating those financial statements.
Okay, so initially, when I started, I thought book or record keeping and tax preparation were all in one. Can you tell me why there should be a difference? And I see now what the difference are. But can you highlight on that?
Of
speak to that
course.
A little bit more.
Thank you for that question. I love it. So I only do bookkeeping and payroll. Then I have actually a CPA we share office space, and she does tax planning and tax preparation. We are 2 separate entities and we do 2 very separate tasks. So the record keeping is just like I said, taking each transaction, putting it into the right bucket, and then reconciling and making sure that we've captured all transactions and we're not double dipping and we're not overestimating. We're also at the same time analyzing your statements, reviewing them with you, working with you on the budgets, where we've come, where we are, and where we're going. Whereas the tax portion of the thing, and I'm only working on the business, okay? So when you come to your taxes is the business is one piece of the puzzle. You've got your spouse's W-2, you've got your children's tuition, you've got your home mortgage, you've got a multitude of other things for your tax planning and tax prep, whereas I'm only working on the business. So the people who are doing your tax planning and tax prep can definitely be doing your record keeping and your bookkeeping for your business, but they are 2 separate pieces of the puzzle that need to come together. Does that answer your question? Good.
I have a question. So for those of us in the online space specifically who offer digital things or personal services, is it important for us to delineate buckets for each thing? Like I get a 1099 from Apple and Amazon, all these other things that do those have specific slots or can I lump them? Because I lump them.
So that is personal preference and that is a business decision. So I've got many different clients who do it many different ways. So the one client we saw that has 3 different websites, that was her personal preference. She wanted to see which website does more business, okay? Whereas I've got another client who he is a speaker, he sells books, and has a membership. We lump it all into one because he doesn't care. So it's all business and all personal preference, how you want to see the financial statements. So that takes me to another point. The person you've got working with you internally, externally, and showing you your financial statements and explaining to you your financial statements has to be asking you questions. They're not there when you're running your debit card. They're not there when you're writing your checks. If they're not asking you questions, please know that that's a red flag. You know, they don't know that you went to Target for office supplies or for a personal purchase, okay? It is very important that you are involved in your record keeping, okay? I have a lot of clients who just throw me numbers and they say they don't care. And I can't work with clients like that because I'm not there. I don't know. And if they get audited, it's on them. And I want to make sure that the information is accurate and correct. Please be a partner with your tax professional or your bookkeeper. It is hugely important. If they're not asking you questions, that's a red flag. Okay. If you are asking them questions and they're not answering you in a way that you understand, that's a red flag. Okay. You want to make sure this is your business. This is your livelihood. It's the most important piece of your business. You have to understand it. Now, don't get me wrong. I couldn't paint a house if my life depended on it, but my painter that's a client of mine, I expect him to be able to do my job, right? I expect him to know his numbers to be able to run his business. It's difficult. It's not easy, but this is what we stepped into when we became entrepreneurs. When we opened a business, we stepped into not only being a painter, but being a bookkeeper. Okay. It's very important. Ask questions, ask a million questions. That is my goal, is that my staff do the day-to-day entry and do the work. And then I am educating the clients with their finances. And we're sitting down once a month, once a quarter, whatever it might be, to make sure you guys understand. It's critical.
So my question has to do with KPIs, key performance indicators. Do you help your clients determine what they are? Because I actually did I researched it and spoke on it, and you can have like where do you choose? What are your key performance indicators?
Yes, we can work on that. We can work on that. Obviously, the numbers in the bookkeeping is number one. And once we get that aligned, then we can start. It's all in the data that you collect. You've got to collect for me, for example, I have to collect how many times do I go on potential client meetings? How many of times do those close? How many times does this happen? How many times does that happen? You have to collect all that data, but we can definitely work on that together. And what you're interested in. It's important to know what you're interested in. You've got to ask questions because I don't know what you don't know. And it's important.
Okay, so you talked about using a spreadsheet, which I love. I love them.
I do too. They're my favorite.
Yeah. And then you talked about QuickBooks being great because you can share the information. But if you do a spreadsheet on, say, Google Docs, will that do the same thing?
100%. Yes. The only thing I would worry about, to be honest, is hitting a wrong button and hitting, you've got, $2,500 in this cell and accidentally hitting zero or accidentally adding a zero. Those are the things that I would be worried about. The other biggest thing when we're using an Excel spreadsheet is just make sure you have separate bank accounts. So you can show all of the income in this bank account is truly business income. Yes. Anything else?
I was going to make one comment on what Debbie was saying. So working with Aspire Construction and Grant, we were on QuickBooks. And I think, Jill, when you say you recommend QuickBooks, it's from a financial budget perspective. It's very cost effective.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you want to go with QuickBooks. We have outgrown QuickBooks. We have looked at Sage, Vista, Viewpoint. We've gone with Computer Ease, and we're probably quadrupling our bookkeeping cost going into 2023. But it's worth it. When your company starts making money because you have the data and the right records, it's huge. So, yep.
And I will say that's for large companies. For small companies, I know QuickBooks if you guys are paying for it personally or paying for it, it's $80 a month. for QuickBooks Online. It feels like a big dollar amount. And it is, but it's the third most important piece of your puzzle. You know, you've got your people and the services or the product you provide. You've got to know how all of it comes together. That will be ending in 2023.
Or are they gonna end that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, your 2023, from what I've heard, desktop you can purchase, but it has to be connected to the internet and it has to be updated every year.
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought the updating was already in effect. Every year.
Oh, I had a comment, but we were out of time. So I thought I would just,
Before we move on, Heidi, can you put Jill's slide up one more time? We have Miss Felicia over here that would like to get her number.
you survived it.
She's very good. All right, Miss Heidi. Kathy was supposed to be speaking, but can't. We just want to take this opportunity. We're going to share a little bit before we end today. But if there are one or two people that would love to share how Gateway or connecting and promoting women have impacted your life, your business, we would love to hear from you. If there's anyone that feels inclined to share.
Debbie, I'm bringing your microphone.
Okay.
Well, I think it's really interesting because I said this to Karen recently. And so I'd like to share it here with everybody. And what I said to Karen was, you know, almost everything in my life today in this moment, I can point to about 80% of the good things that happen in my life that all have come from my relationship with Gateway to Dreams and connecting and promoting women. And right down to kind of a fun story. I came back to St. Louis 6 years ago because my husband died. And I was living in Denver. I said I was never coming back to St. Louis again. 6 years later, here I am. It's probably because of Karen. But I had to completely rebuild my life in every piece. And that's why when I say about 80% of what's wonderful about my life extends from this, that's where this comes from. But I want to tell you a really wonderful current story about this. And that is Tracy became a wonderful and is a wonderful friend of mine. And I am the godparent of her dogs, Snoopy and Gracie. And I had two dogs when I came back here. One was my husband's dog and one was mine. And they both died like 2 years after he died. So you can imagine I was quite heartbroken over losing him, losing both of these dogs. And I said, I might have a man again, but I'm never having a dog again. and I was babysitting the kids. And Gracie, who is a little tiny puppy, tiny poodle, never ever pays much attention to me when I'm tending to him. She's like, I like my mom. I don't really like you. But on this occasion, she would not leave me alone. She was like, just, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. And the most magical thing happened. And that is, I was like, oh my God, maybe this is how I could have a dog again. I never really wanted a little dog. But Gracie just completely was mesmerizing and capturing my heart. So what happened? I have a toy poodle, a 7-month-old toy poodle that I just got her about 7 weeks ago. Her name is Patty Lynn. And she absolutely brings me the most joy in my life. And it's because of my relationship with Tracy, who I would have never had without everything that Karen has put into this world through Gateway to Dreams and connecting and promoting women. So that's my story. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. We have time for one more. If there's anybody else that wants to share.
So I started a couple months ago coming. I had recently resigned my position. Can you guys hear me? At Boeing. It was killing me every day there. I love my job. I hate my job. I love my job. I hate my job at least 5 times a day. So I finally resigned through ethical reasons, personal, but then security and some other things. Since then, I've been looking for my next, what I call my next adventure. And I've been going back and forth on what that is. And part of me thought it was the entrepreneurship, and I still think that. But part of me has gone back somewhat towards some of those, it's been a couple months, IT management positions, and I interview 5, 6, 7, 9 interviews with companies, and then something falls off the plate. This organization, structural change, et cetera. And I'm just somewhat devastated. And the people I've reached out to are from here. It's been Tracy. It's been Karen. I called Karen was it last week or the end of the week before, in tears. And it wasn't until talking to her that I realized that I think these companies in these positions, they weren't what I was looking for, and they didn't happen for a reason. And talking to her, I realized that they weren't my dream, and therefore they weren't coming to me. It was weird to say out loud to her. And I even said, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I've never said this to anyone in my life, or like in a long time. I haven't been that girl since I was a little girl. I haven't been the girl to dream since I was little. I've gone through a divorce in the last couple of years. And through the women here, I mean, I've worked on myself in the last couple of years, but the ladies here have really helped me shine light from the inside out to finding myself and my dreams. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Jen. All right.
Referring to her. And, oh, I just wanted to read this because of what you said. And this is one of the little cards we got today. And it says, can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be?
I love that. Love that. Next, we want to share a little bit about our board. These are the women that support Karen in her efforts. As I stated, we're going to be sharing some new things that are going to be taking place here, but we just want to give a shout out to all the support that they have provided to Gateway to Dreams and to Karen all these years. Next, it takes a slew of volunteers on top of the board to keep this ship running. So this is most of us that are doing this right now, we have tons of opportunity if you want to take part in that. These are the things that we're looking for. We need grant writing, fundraising, marketing. We need general help on the morning of CPW, setting up and breaking down the meeting. If you are interested, please reach out to Heidi or myself. We would love to hear from you, and we're going to touch a little bit more on that in just a few minutes. And as always, we are a nonprofit. Our fearless leader over here, Karen, connects and does for everybody endlessly, and doesn't always think about her own baby here. So you want to share something, Michelle? Yes, everything's volunteer, even our board. And Karen. But you know, we're also nonprofit, so it takes funds to keep the lights on, the doors open, and all of this going, so we can bring this to you every month, so you can have access to Karen. She is, I think, not as much as before since she's taking better care of herself, but she is there 24/7 really for any of us. And this is how you can donate to Gateway to Dreams. It is what keeps Joy of Goals going. Write your book right now. I think Shelley, you do write your book right now. Sheva does Joy of Goals. Is that with somebody else too? Okay, gotcha. Perfect. But again, if you can donate any little bit, it all helps. It all goes to doing all these wonderful things that we do here. Next, we have little boxes on the table, so don't be shy. It's our change for change. So if you've got some, we would appreciate you sharing whatever you can right now. Yes, I have paper change. I'm gonna put that in there.
Missy?
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
would just like to say that this organization, much like Debbie has shared and Jen has shared, has been my rock for my transferring here from Los Angeles, San Francisco. And I have brought friends here. I have made friends here. It is a pillar in my life. And I have met the heartthrobs of my home here. Missy and I have been dear friends for years, and I can't even tell you how, as a transplant, how joyful it is to have these connections. And I really encourage you, I have found the more I give, the more I receive.
Mhm.
And when Karen asked me to come to that table 10 years ago to say, how can I lift this group up? I said yes. And I just want to encourage anybody here who has any kind of heart to give a little bit of yourself, to just find it, that little soul to say yes, and you will get so much back. Just volunteering, just stepping in and saying, what can I do to help CPW? That's it. Stay for an extra half an hour afterwards and help. I mean, you will get so much. You start building relationships and establishing stuff that is important in your life. And Karen means the world to me. And I just love all of you. I don't get up early, and I think you know that. And so I'm talking, and I'm going to give the mic back now.
Miracle.
Okay, bye-bye.
There's a miracle every month.
I was gonna ask Debbie, did you get her this morning?
She rolled her in the car. She slept all the way here.
Tracy, can I share a story? So Tracy and I worked for years together. I helped her when she was doing her real estate stuff. And there were mornings, I just love you, Tracy. I would get to the house, Tracy was still laying in the bed, and David, her amazing husband, and I would look at her from the foot of the bed and we're like, are you getting up today? And that would be at 9:30 in the morning.
And what was her answer most days?
She would just look and laugh at us. She's a Leo, so she has to sleep. So we love our sleeping beauty.
I love the guy from Virgin, Richard Branson, and he would have his meetings while he was in his bed too. So you and Richard, he interviewed people while he was in bed. I've read a lot of books on him.
He's an interesting character.
Can I share something that
Absolutely.
Jen, you just inspired me to share with you guys. And it's a very, I'm not going to get emotional, so it's not going to be emotional. A couple of weeks ago, I was exactly stay or go, close, stay open, close, stay open. I had a meltdown. It wasn't very pretty. It has an impact on people that I love. And my world changed. This is not easy. It may look easy when we all get in this room and we love on each other, but there's marketing, getting you here. We have to remind you, we're all busy. And so anyway, that's where I was. And actually, Jen, you were there were several people. I feel like God talks to me. I had a minister tell me he does not. You only get messages through a Bible, not from God, but I do believe God
That's not
talks to
still
me.
your minister.
Yeah, well, he's no. He wasn't mine anyway. It was during marriage counseling. And he was a guy that was very much on my husband's side. So anyway, I do believe that God talks to me through people and through different things. And as I'm trying to make up my mind, stay or go, there were several people that was just that timing thing. Jen, you happen to be one of them. It was like, if we're not here for her, who is? So one of the things that when Kathy wasn't able, is that you?
I think that's Karen.
It is like Kathy Lambert isn't here today as our speaker. And we were like, okay, we're going to just roll. But then I thought maybe it was an opportunity for us to share with you where we really are. It's hard. It's hard to say we're not successful because we are successful when you hear the stories of the people. We have not yet been financially successful. That is not my head. Jill, it is not my head. My head is, how do I serve you? Who can I connect you to? Bless this woman here. I posted something emotional one day and she texted me, how can I help? I was like, can anybody help me? And she offered to help me with the Google AdWords. I have learned, especially since my breakdown in the past couple of weeks, that there's literally something wrong with my brain. There is something wrong with my brain. Tasks that I used to be able to do just like that take forever. And Shelley, you're nodding, and I love you for sharing, like she just shared that this brilliant woman who is uber smart, big heart, has struggled. I can't do things. I can't. If I told you how long it would take me to find something on the computer, it's not the computer's fault. It's my brain. So what also happened was Missy and Heidi, they were just like, Gateway's not going anywhere. Like you're not going to go anywhere. We're here, and it's just like, well, we're going to be here. How it looks may need to look differently. Tracy, Debbie, Kathy, Dawn, Deborah, everybody has helped and kept us going. And now we need to be a new Gateway for 2023. Our lease actually runs out in February. Go or stay. Maybe we'll stay if we can. I went online and asked for money. I said $10 or more, Lisa, you helped. I can't remember who else was in the room, so please forgive me. But people donated and helped, and we're almost at $1,000 just from asking for $10. So it's possible. So I want to turn it over to Heidi and Missy. Oh, yes.
Well, so at registration, some of you asked how you can become members or how to pay your membership. So if you would address that.
The link is not working on the website because we were going to launch a Google ad on memberships, but it won't work right now. So if they give us their name, we can do it manually. Anybody that wants to make a donation, we can actually, we do have, like if you, I don't know that works, but we have a PayPal that I can send anybody that wants to make a donation, and we can help you get set up as a member. But that technology, there's a plugin that needs to be updated. The guy or the company with the plugin isn't getting back. I don't understand all this stuff, but it's like, what? People want to give us money and we can't take it.
That's okay. You just don't need it yet.
So I want to turn it really over to part of our new board, which will be Heidi, and you're Missy.
I am Missy.
And
Last
Tracy.
time I checked.
And for, I said earlier, Tracy Mueller, she just is like a little bright light. If, people that she's invited here, her heart is just, and she's sick. She had COVID. She passed out. She wasn't able to deliver the food, but she's willing to be on the board as well.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Karen. So anyway, as we kind of shared a little bit briefly earlier, we are going to be restructuring and changing some things. We really want to focus on bringing in new energy, not that the old energy was bad. It's just that times just like in any business, things need to shift sometimes in order to push it forward. And that is not to discount the time and energy that any of our current board have done. We would love to have them still be part of it, but we want to build this board out and bring in new thoughts, new, just new light a little bit, and really focus on what Gateway to Dreams provides to this community. And we really want our community to be involved in that. So we are going to be building out a new volunteer program. We really want anybody that has any of the skill sets that we mentioned, or if you know of somebody that has those skill sets, to connect them with us. I mean, this is what Karen has done her entire life in business, is connecting and, making just wonderful connections, really. I mean, when I came back into the fold of owning this business that I have now, Karen was like the first person I reached out to, and not because I knew her well, because I didn't. I had met her through Tracy at eWomen many moons ago, but any event that I had gone to with Tracy that Karen was doing, I mean, just the radiance that comes off of this woman and what she brings to this company is just amazing. And I met so many amazing people when I sat down with her for the first time. And it's just done a lot for me. And we want to continue this effort and doing it for more people in our community. Bring friends, share us online. We're going to keep the online going as well. So if you have friends out of town, share it with them so they can be part of this group in some capacity as well. Heidi, am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Does anyone have any questions or anything you want to share? Again, you can see Heidi or myself if you want to volunteer with this group. You can always reach out to Karen. We want you to be involved in this. We want this to be ours, not just a small group. We want to make this a massive community that really serves and helps anybody that walks through these doors. So. Hmm? And I would say, especially now, just, Karen's mentioned a few times, our Shelley and now Tracy. I didn't realize Tracy had COVID, but COVID from so many standpoints have impacted people and businesses. And it is really important to support one another, support our businesses, especially our local businesses. I mean, they need that. So we want to provide that for everybody around here.
I do want to add, am I on?
Here.
It says it's green.
That one might be. Oh, maybe it is on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
As you're talking about this organization, I do want to say that in my heart, like deep, I feel like we can be the city that shows the world how to love one another. I believe that when we pay it forward with intention, I believe when somebody's hurting, we ask them, what can I do? I believe that changes the energy of our city. I believe with every Black girlfriend that walks through the door, that makes new white friends, that we're helping our city. I have a dream that St. Louis is the starting place for our country. I'm not interested in California. I'm not interested in a theory, like caring way, but not what can I do? Only thing I feel like I can do is get up every day and say, St. Louis, what can we do? What can we do? Some of you may not like what I'm going to say, but what can we do for the poor boy that thought it would be good to end his life by killing people? If you heard, you brought up mental health, Tracy. He was a loner. He had never had a girlfriend. He was hopeless. I just want to ask in the room, and Karen, I can look at you and I can say, you'll probably raise your hand. Has anybody else in the room felt hopeless? Hopeless. Like there isn't anything else. I can't try anything else. I don't know anything else to do. I was suicidal through the COVID thing 2 times because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to burden my friends with my problems. I called the helpline. I don't know that I was really suicidal, but I was thinking about it. So, here we have this young person whose kind of bad last dream was, how can I be known? Nobody cares about him. He sounds like he was a throwaway. And I think of a lot of our children in St. Louis are throwaway kids. Who cares about them? One of the women that's part of our community is a woman named Velma Bailey. And if you don't know her, my God, she is, every summer, she does a camp for children at risk. There was a little boy that was shot near her home. She lives in a really bad neighborhood. Her daughter said, what are you going to do? She had come from education. She started a camp, 5 years old to 18, couple of hundred kids through the summer, little Black boys and girls that they love on. They take them swimming, they get them on the bus and take them to all kinds. I mean, to me, she's a unicorn. She is impacting, and there's a ripple, like just, I'm gonna use me, one person without money. Like my husband and I don't have it. But what I have is, what can I do for someone? I can do more sometimes by just asking somebody else to help than if I had given $100. Karen Jenkins lost her husband. They didn't have money. He didn't want to be cremated, but they didn't have money, and so he was going to be cremated. Karen was broken, and all I did was say, does anybody want to contribute? And I don't like doing that because I really don't like asking for money, even for other people, but I knew that I was supposed to do that. And Karen, what happened? And one of them was a woman who gave $1,000, who was this woman's friend. She didn't know her she didn't know me. She knew this woman. So none of us in this room can discount the power that each one of you have. Oh, Michelle, I'm looking at you because the power that you have. In fact, I want to help her launch. In fact, I've been thinking about your business model. I want her to get rid of her business model and change it to the one that my idea is. Because I'm an ideator. She helps men and women connect on a more of a emotional, like boyfriend, girlfriend. And I'm like, throw that model out. Just start something where men and women, like it's a senior high school. Seniors come together to make new friends of both sexes, but guys get new friends instead of the pressure of a girlfriend or a boyfriend. If my husband passed away, I would not want to date, but I would love male friends. So anyway, so now you've heard the idea that I've been like, blah, 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 blah. But my reason really for coming up here was bigger than this room is the impact I think each and every one of you can make on St. Louis. And as St. Louis goes, the world can go. As St. Louis heals, the world might heal.
Thank you, Karen. All right. Well, we want to thank you for coming today. I think our closing quote is perfect for today. Let's see, that is not the right one, and I can't
think
see.
I just have one comment. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
One thing I believe Karen forgot to say was, if you are not familiar with Be the Change magazine, that is how Karen is getting her vision out. And there's still time to get in advertising for that. If you are a business or entrepreneur, if you have services to offer, a book that you're launching, please get in touch with Karen, because that is how we're going to make the change in St. Louis. Thanks.
Thank you. So this says, never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. So, and Albert Einstein is like one of my favorite people ever. So, I think it's good words to leave with today. I think it falls right in line with our perseverance for today. We can survive anything as long as we do it together. So I didn't see anything, so do we have? Oh, we're going to do a drawing real quick.
Anybody else not have a ticket? Anybody not have a ticket? What's that? Oh, pretty happy.
So I want to say CPW will be the second Wednesday in both November and December, but I can't remember. It doesn't say here.
There wasn't that over there.
Yeah, no. We forgot to get these this morning.
Okay, so we have a gift closet. And I just ran in there and just got a cup and a bracelet that will go together. And who's getting ready to draw the tickets for, okay.
Jenny, where's Jenny?
Jenny? Sheva has.
I've got the tickets.
Oh, okay.
So Sheva is giving away one perfuming intention session. You want to tell people what it is?
It's a free aroma reading, which will reveal the wisdom within your body, and it will come with a free perfume of your choice after the reading. All natural.
Okay, that number is
That's for perfuming.
205-7286.
That's fun. You'll like that.
Yeah, the next one is this cup. And it's really kind of funny because I'm sitting next to Jill, and Jill is a cup person. She collects cups and she carries them around in M&M cups, right? Specifically. So-
Perfect size.
But this cup just says live, laugh, love, and it's a reminder as you're sipping for that. And then there's a bracelet in here and it says higher on it. And for those that don't remember or didn't ever know, we used to have, well, we do have rubber bands out, and the rubber bands were intentional. The rubber bands were about how can we reframe things to be more positive, to be in a higher energy, higher spiritually, higher whatever. So that cup and the bracelet will go to.
We are 7301. 7301. It's Kristen.
Lastly, again, I'm going to reference Jill.
730.
Jill doesn't have her card with her today, her business card. And so I ran back and I wrote a book called Context, Connections, and Collaboration, which Shelley Perdilla has left, but she's helping me come out again. We came out, I think, in 2013, but we've added something about COVID. It's over here. So, but I had this, I love to be really organized. People that know me don't necessarily know that about me, but it is true. I love being organized. And this was my way of having business cards in my car and not losing business cards that I got. So there's these plastic bags. You can put the name, like you're in several networking groups, you just put the name of the networking group on the card, and then you put them in when you get out. I keep note cards. So if I want to say thank you to someone, I can take the thank you card out. You know, if I'm going in to wait at a doctor's office and write them, or take, not take this thing, but it's a card thing. So you get this and this that I was gifted somewhere. I'm re-gifting.
Inside the pink box is also Diane Carson's little notebook,
Oh, yes.
which is
If you
really
don't have
slick.
one of these from Gateway, I will get one for you. These are the coolest thing to keep with you for notes for following up. They also have an Office Depot discount card in them. And for those, Office Depot has changed. You used to be able to go in and get about 70% off your printing. Now it's 30. But if you're online, they still are giving you a great like 70% discount on your printing. But this holds those business cards while you're at an event.
And this one is going to go to 7303. 7303. Okay.
Keep going.
This one is 7296.
Thank you. That's the last one. Let's move.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes.
I just wanted to introduce this lady here. for everybody who hasn't met her. And the reason why is because when you walk out the door and you go around the corner, go this way, and you see that shop, all those beautiful dresses and all that beautiful fabric, that's her. And this is Lydia, and your last name?
Merritt.
And so Tracy and I have been going in there, and we were like, you have to come. And yeah, but I just wanted everyone to know her, because I don't know about you guys, but I walked by that store and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And she makes a lot of that stuff. And I don't know, anyway, I just wanted everybody to know this is who is behind that.
Australia has been trying to get you here too, and I met you, but I forgot, especially with Max. And you have